This is Learning Game B2, Prevention and Management of Threats to Data. This is focusing on data level protection. So the specification says that we need to focus on firewalls, software and interface design, antivirus software, device hardening, procedures for backup and recovery, encryption of stored data, and encryption of transmitted data. A firewall prevents unwanted internet traffic from accessing a digital system or network. It essentially acts like a filter which only allows access to certain data. A firewall will block any suspicious data that might be a threat. There's two different types of firewalls that we can get, a hardware-based and a software-based firewall. A hardware-based firewall is a dedicated computer which runs the firewall and monitors all traffic. However, a software-based firewall can run on an individual device. There are lots of software-based firewalls which are free, and some come installed already on the system, like Windows Defender. The benefits of a firewall are that they're easy to install and update, particularly the software-based methods. They can be configured and customized to suit your needs. The drawbacks of a hardware firewall are they are expensive because it's a dedicated computer. You also might find that sometimes your firewall blocks innocent data. With software or interface design, you might sometimes think, how can this possibly be used as a security method? But when we really investigate into how, it will become clear. So when you are designing your interface, you can think about what possible security risks you would have. Now, the first thing is that many apps and websites have some sort of login screen. So one way that you could design your interface is to use some sort of method of obscuring the password. The most common use of this is where they put asterisk symbols instead of the characters that you're typing for a password. So if anybody happened to be shoulder surfing over your shoulder, they can't actually see what your password is showing. Now, when it comes to interface design, we need to think about what possible security risks there could be as well. Now, a lot of people use browsers that store login details and tell them to remember their passwords. Now, the problem with this is if you stay logged in, then you leave your computer for some reason, you are very, very prone to some sort of insider attack where anybody else in the close vicinity could access your computer system and go onto websites that are already logged in. Now, if you do use the method of obscuring data with the asterisk symbols, this has a major benefit of preventing shoulder surfing. And another benefit of actually using the stored login details is it means you don't need to remember complex logins. The drawbacks related to interface design are if you do leave a device unattended and you've told it to remember you, then anybody could log into your system. If you are designing some sort of interface and you don't consider these things, then you could potentially cause vulnerabilities. There are some other issues that come with interface design in that you need to kind of figure out what people are going to type into the boxes and make sure that they don't type in the incorrect data as well. And this goes more into a computer science kind of topic where you need to think about validation of the data entry. Antivirus software is an obvious solution to try and protect against malware. It scans the data coming into your system from websites, downloads and files. It scans a database to find any matches with no malware and quarantines the suspicious files. The benefits of using antivirus software is it will protect against all known malware. Another benefit is that there are free versions available. The drawbacks are that it needs to be constantly updated and occasionally it can quarantine innocent files. Device hardening is the process of making a system less vulnerable. This usually follows a sequence of measures such as installing a firewall, installing antivirus, updating both of those systems, uninstalling unwanted programs, removing any old user accounts, and using strong passwords. So you need to remember that device hardening is a process. It's nothing new. It's just carrying out all of the things that we're talking about in this video. The benefits of going through the process of device hardening is that it can protect your system from a range of attacks. Following all the measures can make a system very secure. The drawbacks of device hardening is it requires technical staff, and you need to consistently and constantly apply these measures. The procedures for backing up and recovering data can really help against a variety of different attacks. If you are unfortunate and kind of encounter a particular type of attack that even though you've tried everything you possibly could to prevent, there is a possibility that this could still take place. So backing up your data is the solution for any type of attack to try and get yourself recovered and back up running as usual. So backup of data is vital in case of an emergency. No matter how secure your system is, there is always a chance of data loss. And things like a natural disaster can occur, so you might have protected against every virus and every hacker on the planet, and then some sort of earthquake or tornado destroys your entire building. So a backup allows you to restore any lost data. These can be daily or weekly and can be very time consuming to carry out. Some backups are completed off-site or on the cloud, and this means that you're protected against any sort of natural disaster or damage to your on-site computers. The benefits of using backup is it can solve any issue when the system is repaired. So once you've got yourself back up and running, you can restore from a backup and continue as normal. Another benefit is it gives you a great peace of mind knowing that you've got your data backed up. The drawbacks of using backup are that they're time consuming and expensive to carry out. And you've also got an additional security risk if your backup is not kept in a secure location. As some data is likely to be intercepted at some point when using the internet or when sending any sort of information online. Encryption is a solution that allows us to protect the data so that it cannot be read without a key. It will scramble the data, and the only person that can read it are the ones that have got permission by using the certain key that's provided. It's used to protect sensitive data, so not all data needs to be encrypted. Encryption can be used on individual files or on an entire drive and system. Data transmission can use encryption so that when accessing secure websites, the data cannot be read if it is intercepted. Encryption is used on websites where you see HTTPS at the top. The S is short for SSL certificate, and that is unique to that particular website. That is what contains the key that allows you to descramble or decrypt the data. The benefits of using encryption is that it protects all data from being read without the key. There is also some flexibility on what is encrypted and what isn't. The drawbacks is if the key is lost, the data cannot be read, and that data can still be stolen, so the encryption needs to be very strong.